Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Or rather, I'm back. Good to be back. Sorry for the late start to the stream, but my internet was doing things again this morning. It wasn't up when I was trying to start. What's up, everybody? We're back from Worlds. We almost got there. Very close. Very close. Thank you all for the congratulations and all that kind of stuff. Thank you all for rooting. We'll talk about it a little bit today. Couldn't quite make it, but it was still a good weekend. And yeah, I'm glad to be back. The worst thing is probably the fact that we have to go back to we have to think of something for the YouTube titles. We can't just call it World Champ anymore. We just have to be like former World Champ or something like that. But overall, it's fine. Yeah. Thank you all for the subs, by the way, during the starting soon screen. It is way too many to read them all out, but I saw every single one of you and I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for the support. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you've all seen what happened last weekend. We got second place at Worlds. We unfortunately lost the finals, but I am still. Thank you. I'm still happy. I would say. I think it's fine. You know, like I think we'll talk about it more later, I guess. But I'll show you guys the decks that we used and just talk about the tournament a little bit. Even though obviously at this point it's a couple days ago, but yeah, I've just been resting these last couple of days since I came back. I mean, I came back 2 days ago, and I've been a little jet lagged, so I skipped yesterday's stream. But we'll go back to the regular streaming schedule soon. We have a Challenger Cup, the Challenger Cup finals on Saturday, and then next week we'll go back to some like the regular schedule basically. I've just been trying to relax the last couple of days because not only the last weekend but the last couple of weeks have been very stressful for me between working and also juggling Worlds prep and all that other stuff. So trying to get back into it, but yeah. Has Emre gotten a brace for his back from injuring it carrying too hard? Emre did great this weekend. Yeah, Emre was phenomenal, especially in the on day one. It was nice. Also, Chris, thank you for the 5. Thank you everyone else for your primes, for your resubs. Appreciate all of you. Welcome back. You can never talk bad about Flu ever again. You know that? Oh, I can, and I will. I can and I will. But the Worlds format is a special kind of format. But we can talk about our lineup, I suppose. We're gonna skip the warm-up today just because we're late already, and I kind of just want to, talk about Worlds and all that stuff. Depending on how long it goes, we also might what's it called? We also might check out the new pack in Master Duel because I heard there is one. There's a new I think Lightsworn is out. We could build a Lightsworn deck and jam a couple of games later. That seems fun. But for now, I've already opened Master Duel here, and I just want to go over maybe the decks that we played and how the weekend went for us. Just so you get like a better idea maybe of how we approached deck building in this format. Now, I have all of our decks built here. This is the one from last year, I think. These are the ones from this year. Okay, let's start with let's maybe start with my decks. And then, or let's maybe show all of them briefly. I'm sure you've seen them already. But like, just this was my Snake Eye Fire King deck. This was my my Labyrinth deck. I'll talk more about this in a second. Then we had for Emra, we had Centurion, and we had Flu. I don't even have all the cards for this. And then Quantal had Tier and Voiceless. So the basic idea, I mean, we always knew we were gonna play fire. Like fire was always gonna be part of the best 6 decks. The thing that my feeling about this format where you have 3 people bringing 2 decks each, so 6 decks total. I think it's very, very unlikely that you're gonna find 6 equally strong decks. So like the whole idea of I'm gonna play this deck sometimes and then this deck some other times, like basically like 50-50 or whatever, I don't think it applies to the World Championship format. I think it is much more efficient to build your first 3 decks as powerful as possible and then have backup decks that maybe cover certain matchups or certain weaknesses of the decks. This is why, for example, we didn't play Yubel, was because of with a shared card pool, I felt like there was no way to build Yubel optimally. First of all, you would be forced to share Cult by the Grave, but even if you share Cult by the Grave, your Yubel deck won't have Crossout Designator, for example, or rather, it might not have enough hand traps in your other decks, or you might not be able to run enough outs to max seed like the way you would want to. Combined with the fact that, honestly, I didn't even feel like Yubel was that strong compared to other decks. Like, the Fire deck, for example, like one very common approach that you could take for this format is you could play one deck with a lot of hand traps, and then you could play one deck with a lot of board breakers. So basically, you're going to play a hand trap build at full power, and then you're going to play a board breaker build at full power. Yubel is relatively weak to board breakers, which Fire is not, right? And so I didn't feel like, or we didn't feel like Yubel was performing as well in our testing. The card we decided to share was Infinite Impermanence, simply because we felt like Cult by the Grave was going to be the most common shared card. So Imperm being our shared card would be very good against that, because it's a card that Cult by the Grave cannot counter. So Imperm seemed like a very good choice for us, even though we didn't play it in the Tearlament deck, but in all other decks, I think we had Imperm. So, yeah. Was it always clear you play Fire, or did you discuss on that as well? So, here's the thing. You guys know I don't like this deck, right? I mean, I like the Fire King cards, but you guys know I don't like Snake Eye, right? I feel like Snake Eye is a very... you're very much comparing hands and all that kind of stuff, right? And I didn't want to play Fire, and I tried other things in order to replace it, but I simply couldn't find anything that was better. Like, I'm not sure how many of you guys noticed that, but I played a Challenger Cup, I think a Farfa Challenger Cup, like a week before we had to submit the decks, and I did terrible with the Fire deck. I was still practicing, and I didn't have a great list, or like a more I don't know. It was worse than this one, but I felt like it was very high variance kind of deck. I didn't feel like I had an edge playing the Fire deck, to be honest. But it felt like going into Worlds, there was no way we couldn't have this deck. At the end of the day, it performed kind of mid. Like, I think I went 50-50 with this deck pretty much. I feel like I got a little unlucky with it, to be fair. Like, I feel like most of the time I went first, I was winning. Going second, I was winning some games, but I went second way more than I went first. I don't know what my coin flip win rate was. I didn't actually count it, but it was definitely negative. It was, I think, based on my luck, I think it was all right. The win ratio I got with this deck, because I mean, I had a bunch of games with 28% was my coin flip win rate. Really? Did someone make a spreadsheet? That's crazy. Anyways, so the fact that I had a 28% win rate on the coin flip, I feel like the fact that I think I went 50-50 with this deck is pretty good. So like, we were always gonna play this deck. I had a 0% win rate against Branded, which was crazy. There was 2 games. There was 2 games against Branded where they went for. But first of all, I played against Branded, I think 4 times. I got grassed 3 times, I think. And I there was 2 games in a row. It was like round 2 and 3 or round 3 and 4 where I went second into Branded. I got max seed. I went for game. And in round 3, I think it was against the Brazil team, they were playing 60 card branded. They were playing 60 card branded, and I gave them, obviously, you go for game against 60 card branded under Maxi, right? So I went for game. They drew 4 cards, I think, and they drew Nib in 60. After having already drawn Maxi and Imperm, they drew Nib when I went for game, giving them 4 draws. So I lost that game. And then the very next round, I go second into branded again, right? On their turn, I use a Kieran in my hand. They Maxi me. On my turn, they Maxi me again. This time around, because they went for Verte, they are on 6,000 life points. So they're under Maxi. They went for Verte. They're on 6,000 life points. I go for game again. I have game through 1 Bestial, and they draw both Bestials, which they usually only play 2. Like, they drew the one of Magnamut and the one of Serenir. I had game through 1 Bestial, not through 2 Bestials. And they drew both. Nesh said there was a way to play around Bestial. Possible. I'm not saying I played that game perfectly, but it was frustrating. My branded games are very frustrating. I went second, I think, in all of them. In all of my branded games, I lost the coin flip. And yeah, but it's okay. You know, like I'm not complaining, because all the bad luck I had, Emre was sitting next to me just having the time of his life. You know, like whenever, like I'm the guy, like, you guys know, I keep referring to this very often recently, but the one meme where the guy's like sweating in front of his computer and like tryharding, and then there's the other guy with the payphone song. That's Emre. Like, I'm the one tryharding, getting max seed, comboing, having to figure out like how to even play the game. And I look over to Emre, and he's just like, you know, like singing the payphone song, dropping shifter on people. Like, it's crazy. Like, it was so that's the advantage of a team tournament like that. Like, if you're getting unlucky, there's always a chance that your teammates can win. But yeah, Emre had a phenomenal day 1. And me and Quantal just had a terrible time. Like, we kept losing coin flips. We kept opening, like, I mean, think of it. Also, look. There's another thing. Quantal resolved his first Maxi in round, I think it was round 4. Round 4, which was like his 12th or 13th game of the tournament. He resolved his first Maxi going second. And you know what happened? Bro got FTK'd by Dark Strike Fighter. In the first Maxi game he had the entire day. So yeah, anyways, we were always going to play Fire. And we were also always going to play Tier. The reason why we were always going to play Tier is quite simply, I think at the moment in Master Duel, I didn't feel like you can build enough decks that are not hand trapped, that are hand trap decks, basically. You can I didn't feel like you could have had 3 decks that were hand trap decks, like Fire King, Centurion, and Voiceless as your primary decks. Like, it just didn't really work out with the non-engine, right? Like, because you can share Imperm, but you can't share stuff like Nibiru or Effect Veiler or Ghost Mourner or whatever. Like, you'd just be playing very suboptimal hand traps, and we did not want to play suboptimal hand traps. Like, I felt like Droll Lockbird was a very hit or miss hand trap, for example. Ghost Mourner was a very hit or miss hand trap. So, like, if we were to play those kind of decks, we'd have to play those kind of cards. And like I said earlier, it just makes more sense, in my opinion, to play hand trap decks at full power and then play one of the decks in the format that has a full, like, board breaker / engine approach, right? Which are basically branded or tier. And I'm pretty sure that every single team had branded or tier. Some of them even had both. But I think using a deck like tier or branded in this format just gave you a lot of flexibility in how to build your other decks. Because this Tearlament deck basically takes no card away from other decks, right? You're not taking any non-engine away from other decks. You're just putting Maxi into this deck, which you're sharing anyways. and all the other non-engine is cards that you don't need in other decks, right? You don't need Droplet in other decks, you don't need Talents in other decks, and this deck in general just has a lot of engine, right? Like, it just didn't need, it just didn't take anything away from other decks, and this is why it was good. And the other reason, obviously, was because it's good into Maxi. This deck is nice into Maxi. The reason why we didn't pick Branded, you guys know I tested Branded a lot. I got Nesh on the stream to teach me some Branded. I tested a lot of Branded. At the end of the day, I didn't feel like it was reliable. I didn't feel like the deck was consistent enough. I was bricking a lot with it. I was not able to play through Imperm or Effect Veiler a lot of the times because they would stop parts of my, like, the ways I got to Branded Fusion. And then obviously Ash was going to be everyone's shared card, right? And so I didn't feel like Branded was reliable. Some people in this tournament got very lucky with Branded, but overall I don't feel like Branded performed very well. I think only one team in top 4 had Branded. I think a lot of people in Swiss, like in the first day, had Branded, but like even if they won against me, all of them, but I don't think they won a lot of the other matches. But yeah, I didn't feel like Branded was that great. Branded wasn't bad, obviously, but I don't think Branded was a great choice. I think it was always Tier over Branded, and I didn't feel like you needed both. And then I think the most interesting part of the lineup is Emra's 2 decks, which we chose Centurion, which is a deck that a lot of people didn't play, but I felt like Centurion was a really good deck for me in testing. I laddered with it a lot whenever I was not playing into Snake Eye Fire King, right? Whenever I was not playing into Snake Eye Fire King, this deck was actually great for me, especially with like adding Ghost Ogres to it to beat the Yubel matchup and some other, like, Ghost Ogre is great into almost any deck at the moment that isn't Fire King. Like, it's good into Yubel, it's good into Pearly, it's good into Voiceless, it's good into, you can even use it against Branded. Like, if you hit a Cartesia with it, it can be really good. You can hit Albaz with it against Branded. Like, it's not like insane against Branded, but it has good uses. But like the combination of Bestials plus Ghost Ogres makes this deck really good into basically any deck that isn't Snake Eye Fire King. And so what I told Emre was like, after we were testing Centurion, I was like, I think it's really smart if you bring Centurion and you take a secondary deck that can just beat the fire deck, right? That's fine into fire. Like, it doesn't need to be 80% into fire. You don't need to hard counter fire. But I think it was very likely that most of the fire players in the tournament wouldn't switch, right? When they see Emre playing Centurion, they would still play the fire. They would just queue the fire deck into Emre every time. And so that's when I said, hey, do you think you can make Flu good into fire? And Emre was like, yeah, I can. You just have to like use Snatch Steal and Change of Heart to take their Apo going second, and then you cook them because Apo will Apo stop their other stuff. You don't care about Princess, you don't care about Maxi or anything like that. Just take their Apo and cook, right? And then we also played, obviously we played the Cosmic Cyclone for Fire King because you can just Cosmic the field spell and then their board is gone. So this deck basically was only here because Emre's other deck was good into everything but Fire King, and this deck was basically just made for Fire King, right? So that was the logic behind Emre's lineup, and I think Emre's lineup was, if anything, Emre's lineup was the edge we had. I think it was the thing that we did better than other teams is pick those 2 decks together, because I didn't see a lot of Centurion, and I don't think there was a single Flu paired with Centurion, or at all, right? And so I think that was a very smart pairing to just go play a Centurion build that's good into everything, and then Flu just beats fire, right? Not for 100%, this deck can still brick. We gave it all of the pots. The Centurion deck, it didn't get any pot of prosperity or anything like that. We gave this deck the extravagance, the prosperity, the duality, the triple jack in the hand, just to give us maximum odds of not bricking, right? Obviously, sometimes you do brick, it happens. But the overall win rate against fire in our testing was still very good and positive. So yeah, this deck was nice. And then for Quantal's secondary deck, honestly, we did not really know what deck we would not queue Tier into. Like, Tearlament seems fine into everything. Like, it's kind of got like a 50-50 matchup into most decks. It's got a very solid win rate going first, and going second, it's like, okay, well, Maxine, Droplet are your win conditions, basically. I was never convinced by Voiceless Voice, but Quantal liked it, and I felt like most of the games he was gonna play tier anyways. So like I just told him whichever secondary deck you think makes sense. Like if there's any matchup you don't like queuing into with tier, just build a deck for that, and it's fine. And he said the only matchup that he didn't like were like decks that were built with a lot of imperms and effect veilers, and he wanted to play the Voiceless Voice against those, right? Like if he said like, oh, if my opponent imperms my Kit Kalos, I don't always have a way to play through it, and sometimes it's really awkward. So like if my opponent is, if we see someone with a deck that has like a lot of imperms and a lot of veilers and stuff like that, then I'm gonna queue the Voiceless Voice deck into it. And also against the Bestial deck, which it sounds counterintuitive because Voiceless is also not insane into Bestials, but if you know there's Bestials, Voiceless has ways to play around it, whereas Tearlament doesn't really have ways to play around it. Like, Tearlament has to go for fusions, and if they have Bestials, they have Bestials. This deck, you can just be like, okay, well, I'm going to go for a more moderate opener, maybe not tribute my low, instead tribute a card from my hand, and just go like that, right? But overall, the Voiceless Voice deck didn't perform that great for us. I didn't think it was that great. But Quantal was testing it. Quantal was comfortable with it, and I think that's important too. And so it's fine, right? We had it. I think he brought it twice, and I think he lost twice. But I also think he lost both of the coin flips he played the deck in. And as you can see from the list, with the non-engine it's playing, it doesn't have a lot of hand traps, so it's not great going second. From what you guys are saying, other teams also didn't perform well with Voiceless. I don't know. I think Voiceless is a fine deck in ranked at the moment because you can, like, in a non-shared card environment, I think Voiceless is pretty good because you can just put the best possible non-engine into it. At Worlds, it was difficult because it was our backup deck, so it was never going to be prioritized, like where we put our non-engine. And so this is why it ended up this way, which I think is fine. The books and the Book of Eclipses and the Book of Moons were fine in testing, but yeah. Yeah, and then so for me, basically, I knew that I would be able to play this deck into basically every other deck because Fire can beat everything in the format. So I didn't need to really cover a weakness for my deck. So I was just trying to look for maybe a potential edge to gain, right? Like if my Fire King deck has a 50 to 55% win rate into most matchups, which I think this deck does, right? I think this deck does have a 50 to 55% win rate against most decks in the format, but maybe there's a deck where I can get a higher win rate out of it, right? And in my opinion, that deck was Yubel. Yubel was the deck that I expected a lot of people to have, and I think Yubel was a very exploitable deck, which was another reason why we didn't bring it. And the deck I built to beat specifically two kinds of decks. It was specifically aimed at Yubel, and it was also specifically aimed at stun decks, right? So because those were the only two decks like that I could see people really queue into. Like maybe someone was building a counter deck to Fire King with like a stun deck. I could see that, right? That was realistic. And some people did bring stun. And so I wanted something to punish stun. This deck destroys stun. But this deck, more importantly, completely destroys, annihilates Yubel, right? This deck almost cannot lose to Yubel. And I think this list actually is something that you can never play in ranked. This list is something you can never play in ranked or anything like that. This deck only works at Worlds because it's a deck that I never have to play if my opponent doesn't have Yubel. I always play my Fire deck, right? Fire is my first deck. I think I played this lab deck only 2 times, and I only played it into the Yubel players. So the idea is basically that if you have access to Heavy Storm Duster or Unending Nightmare, the Yubel deck almost has basically no win condition in Master Duel if you just pop the Nightmare Pain. And the only thing you have to worry about is cards like SP and Access Code Talker and Chaos Angel. Those are the only 3 cards in the game that even apply any sort of pressure on you. Which is why you just focus your entire trap lineup on hitting those cards, right? Like you just hit. That's why Black Horn of Heaven is here. That's also why Rivalry is here, which is, you might think this card is not great against Yubel, but the Yubel deck just loses all the access to their extra deck under Rivalry, right? You just don't care. They can summon the Yubels and the Yamas and the Sharvaras or all that kind of stuff. You don't care about those, right? You just don't let them go into SP or access code, and that's the key to the whole matchup, right? So like most of this deck is just like that. The reason why there's, for example, no Ariana in here is the fact that Ariana, you just play into your opponent's cards with Ariana, because your opponent is gonna have an Appaloosa. Your opponent is gonna have probably maybe access to Samsara D Lotus or Phantom of Yubel for monster negates. They're gonna play Effect Veiler. They're gonna have Imperms, all this kind of stuff. The idea is that those cards are completely dead against this deck. The same reasoning for Lord of the Heavenly Prison. What's the point of going second into Yubel when your opponent just makes an Appaloosa every time because you're not playing hand traps, and then you reveal Lord of the Heavenly Prison and your opponent goes, well, I'll negate it with Apple. And so I think this deck is great. I think this deck virtually, if you guys can try it, if you wanna play into Yubel with this deck, I think there's almost no chance that they beat you. I think this deck probably has a 90 to 95% win rate against Yubel, going first or second. It doesn't matter. But it sadly doesn't apply to ranked, obviously, because in ranked, if you're not playing against the matchup you want, like this deck basically has a 0% win rate into most other decks. So yeah. The thing that was a little unfortunate with this deck, and I guess it's something that I should briefly mention, the whole deck list situation, right? There's a few things, because someone in chat is just asking, did you not use Gamma at all? So let me talk about Gamma for a second. The idea behind not playing Gamma was, I was trying Gamma in Fire, but I felt like, first of all, this deck is 40 cards, because the most frustrating thing to me in this deck the entire time I was testing were two things. It was not drawing starters and getting Mag Seed. Those were the two biggest issues I had with this deck, right? Not having an answer to Mag C or not being able to play. That's why at some point in testing, I said this deck needs to be 40 cards. This deck needs to be 40 cards or I'm not going to be happy. I need maximum odds to out Mag C, and I need maximum odds to play through other hand traps, or in general be able to play. So I made this deck 40. The reason for 2 Kirins is that I don't think it's that important to draw Kirin in this format, because I expect that the most common shared card to be Called by the Grave, which means that on average, you are playing against a lot less Imperms and Effect Veilers. Because if you queue into Ranked with a Fire King deck at the moment, your opponent is most likely playing 3 Imperms and some amount of Effect Veilers. So on average, their deck has like maybe 4 to 5 Effect Negations in them, right? At Worlds, the average number is much lower of Imperms and Veilers, because most teams had 3 Veilers and 3 Imperms total for 6 decks. So that's why I felt like drawing Kirin was not that important. And obviously it comes up in grind games, but I felt like that only mattered a single time in the entire tournament. I think it's completely okay to play 2 Kirins. In ranked, I think it's probably okay to play 3. I mean, it's always okay to play 3 Kirins. I think it was correct for me to only play 2. Overall, I really liked my hands. I really liked my hands this tournament with this deck. But it's just, I lost a lot of coin flips. I lost a lot of coin flips with this deck. Going first, there was only a single game, I think, that I lost with this deck. I think going first with this deck, I only lost once. And going second, it was also solid. I think this list was pretty good. I'm pretty happy with it. Any reason for more of the Snake Eye package? Okay, so Divine Temple was, in my opinion, another card that I played because I hated getting Max Seed in testing. So let's say you normal summon Snake Eye Ash or like Bonfire into Poplar, and you get Max Seed on the Poplar in effect in hand. I just hated searching an original and passing after. So I really liked the idea of being able to go 1 extra special summon to make an IP and Divine Temple IP pass. Right? I like that a lot. Another thing that I also really liked was the ability to play through Nibiru with this card in certain lines. I think what a lot of people underestimate with Snake Eye Fire King and Master Rule at the moment is the fact that you can still go for your normal, you can still do the normal Snake Eye combo. You don't have to do Fire King stuff. If you, let's say you go ahead and cross out or called by their max C, but you don't have an out to Nibiru or something like that, and you can just go for a Divine Temple line. You can go for a Divine Temple line, and I think that's also completely fine, depending on how much non-engine you have in hand. Just going for the Temple to be a little bit safe from Nibiru and just doing your normal Snake Eye combo, ending on like Apo, Flamberge, IP Masquerena is good enough, even if you don't have access to the Fire King cards, which I think I did in my round 1 game 1. I think if I remember correctly, round 1 game 1, I didn't even reveal a single Fire King card. Because I went first in that game, and I just did a normal Snake Eye combo, and it was definitely enough. So, yeah. But what I was going to say, the reason why I didn't play Gamma was because when I'm trying to build a 40-card deck, Gamma is a really inefficient card because I have to use 3 slots for only 2 good cards, basically, and I didn't like that, and it also didn't like how it included another brick in the deck, right? I was just tired of drawing Runicks, Flamberge, other Runicks, Driver, all that kind of stuff. I didn't want to play Gamma. And so Emra was like, I could play Gamma in Centurion, but I also don't have to. Like, I think the other hand traps are also fine. And so I was like, okay, what if we do the following thing? What if we just don't play Gamma so that the opponents just don't know where it is, right? Because if they see Gamma in Emra's Centurion deck, then they don't have to play around Gamma anymore in my Fire King deck. But if they just don't see it, if they don't know where it is, they technically have to always respect it, right? That was my idea. Obviously, that idea went completely out of the window after all of the lists were being posted during round 1. So that was kind of unfortunate, but that was, at least that was the thought behind it. That was the thought behind it. And the other problem was obviously the fact that as soon as anyone with a brain sees this deck, they would probably just stop queuing Yubel into me. And so I ended up just not queuing this deck a single time after the lists got public, except for I queued it in top 4. I queued it in top 4 because I was pretty sure that my Japanese opponent with Yubel was forced to queue Yubel because their other deck was just terrible into fire. Like they had Yubel, and then they had a anti-stun, I think, lab deck. So like I think their deck just couldn't risk me playing fire, right? They couldn't risk me queuing fire, and so I was pretty confident they would queue Yubel. They did queue Yubel, and so this deck annihilated them. Even if I didn't draw a starter for the first 2 or 3 turns, it doesn't matter. Or even longer than that. I don't know. Like, I don't know when I drew my first starter. I didn't open one. It took like 5 turns until I had one, but like, you just can't lose. But yeah, unfortunately, this deck didn't get to farm Yubel as much as I wanted. Simply because I figured it was too risky with most people knowing I have this deck. And I talked to Jesse after the finals, and he said, yeah, Raymond was not going to play Yubel into you. Raymond was just going to play the Pearly deck into me. But that's the thing. That can also be, at some point in the tournament, if people are scared to queue Yubel into you, that can be somewhat of an advantage, right? Because now they're playing Pearly into my Fire deck instead of Yubel, which is definitely an easier matchup. So, yeah. Long story short, basically, if you guys want my opinion on the deck lists getting public, I think there was always going to be information that gets out because the replays are in the game, right? So we were all basically expecting that whenever we play a deck, all of the cards that we show would be public, right? That is what I went into this tournament expecting, right? I expected that as soon as I show some of these cards, that they would be known. I did not anticipate the full list being out there as soon as you queue a deck once, which is a completely different story. And had I known that would have been the case, we would have definitely built our decks in a different way. I would have probably not built a counter Yubel deck because there's no point to that. And I also probably would have put Gamma somewhere because the whole idea of, well, they have to guess where the Gamma is because they've never seen it, also goes out of the window. So I think it was unfortunate, and it shouldn't have been done. I think it is okay to play a tournament with open deck lists as long as all the competitors know about it beforehand and can build their decks accordingly. Because the way this went, we didn't expect this to happen. I didn't even know this was possible. So we built our decks with those kind of ideas in mind, right? We built our decks with some hidden information in mind. We wanted to make some meta calls based on our opponents not knowing exactly what's going on, and that just didn't really happen, right? Yeah. So that was that. Um, yeah. Those are the decks we played. Overall, I had I had a miserable day one. Jack had a miserable day one, but Emra had a great day one. And carried us to the top four. We were able to beat Task in top four, which was also a run back from last year. It was the same. It was not the exact same team as last year. It was but the same captain. Let me see. Can I still look at it? Yeah. So yeah, and then we beat Heroes Future in top four, and then we lost to Jesse's team in the finals, which obviously I would have really liked to go back to back. I can't say I wasn't sad after, but I also feel like it's okay. You know, one of the things I learned a long time ago playing a card game like this competitively is that it's not always your day. And last weekend it was not our day. Instead, it was Jesse's. So the only thing left to do is to congratulate them on their amazing performance that weekend. They are also very deserving world champions. I was very happy for Ryan, especially after seeing how much it meant to him after the finals, but also Jesse and Raymond obviously deserved it. And I'm just happy to be part of this back-to-back same finals storyline. You know, we were fortunate enough to win it last year, which I'm very thankful for. And we didn't get quite lucky enough this year, but that's okay. So, yeah. Congratulations once again from the bottom of my heart to Ryan, Raymond, and Jesse. Very deserving world champions, in my opinion. And yeah, we'll try to run it back next year. There's other things I want to do now as well. That I guess there is a positive in this for some things. I guess if you want to try and look for the positives in losing the World's Finals. I get to grind Duelist Cups again. Not this month, but I also get to maybe focus on the TCG a little bit more because I've told you guys this last season. I do want to go back to the TCG Worlds at some point because it's the one thing that I haven't done yet. So that is something I am genuinely excited for at some point to try to go to TCG again. But yeah, also, I mean, we're gonna try our best to go back to Master Duel. The only unfortunate thing is that YCS Lille is on the same weekend as the next DC Cup. But I will be going to Lille. But I will definitely be grinding maybe future DCs. But definitely, I will be grinding the regional qualifier next week, like for sure. But yeah. Also, Biohazard, thank you so much for the 20 subs, and everyone else for your resubs and first time subs. Appreciate all of you. Trishula, thank you for the raid. It was nice seeing you for the first time this weekend. Hope you got home safe. Yeah, thank you all. Appreciate all of you. Thank you. Also, thank you in general for cheering us on during the weekend. Obviously, I was a little quiet this time on Twitter. I was just like kind of focused on the tournament and having a good time with people I haven't seen in a long time. But I saw all of you guys cheering us on and all that kind of stuff. So appreciate that. And yeah. Best of 3 next year, potentially. All right. So yeah, that's our world's journey. I also, here's the thing, guys. Did you know it was always destiny for me to not become first, but rather be second, third, or fourth. You know why? The price card for second, third, and fourth is a Cybers. So I really wanted it. Obviously. Why would I want a dragon if I can have a Cybers? You know? Like, come on. Huh? I need that Cybers. I knew I needed as soon as I saw that, I'm not gonna lie. Like I think I saw it Sunday morning or something. I was like, oh damn, I know what I'm gonna get. I know what I'm gonna get. I know what's gonna happen. I know it already. So like I know the universe is content brained. So I Sunday morning I walk into the venue, I look at the price card, I read Cybers. I'm like, yo, is this second or first? And I don't know who told me, but someone said, yeah, that's for second place. I'm like, God damn it, I know what's gonna happen. Anyways. Oh yeah. Show it. We don't have it yet. It's getting shipped. We don't have it yet. I would show you if I did, but I can show you as soon as it arrives. But yeah. Watch Magu versus Quantal. Dude, the Magu versus Quantal game. Okay, yeah, we can. Where is it? That was a crazy game, but it is significantly less crazy when you know that we would have just won it. Where can I see? Is it Duel Live? World Final Tournament. Yeah, this one. The Japanese community went crazy over it. Yeah, like I'll tell you what happened exactly when we get to the point. Dude, the intro is so sick. It's the same as last year, but it's so sick. Get the music in. I don't know what happened in the beginning, because I only started watching it when my game finished. Which took a little while. I listened to this music too much. Yeah. It is the Dugaris game. It is the Dugaris game. Heroes Future did quite good. All three had positive win rates while having negative front. But they did really well, yeah. Why did they maxi in main phase? That I actually don't know. Yeah, this was a weird interaction because I was very focused on my game. And then Quantal looks at me and says, should I play around Kirin? And I said, I think they play 3. And then he does it anyways, but they didn't have it. Maybe he thought it was worth it anyways. I'm just sitting there. I'm like, what did you ask me for? Like, well, that's fine. They didn't have it. And then this tier cache just missed like crazy. That was unfortunate. I insta-lose if it resolves. No, it's fine. I think it's a fine play. I make Rule Colos. And pop the original. Dude, what's this hand? Hello? Oh my god. I didn't even know what kind of what crazy hand they had. Oh, Rhino hit easy. Do we have a tier? I think so. Oh yeah, that's fine. Why did we pop Onyx and not Volcanic? Oh yeah, Grief Draw was insane. About to happen. So here, so Quantle is very low on time, and I start watching the game, I think around here, maybe a little bit earlier, I'm not sure, but I just finished my game. And I look at this and I'm like, okay, in my head, I didn't say that at this point. I'm like, you just Dweller and you win. Right? I'm like, yo, just Dweller and the game ends, right? Because for two reasons. My initial thought was just like, you make Dweller and you win because they can't play next turn. But then after thinking about it more, I realized Dweller is freaking game. Dweller is 8,000 damage because Dweller is 2,200. It boosts Rule Colors to 4,000, so that's 62. And then Snow comes back in the battle phase, that's 8,050. So Dweller is just game. And I don't know if I said make Dweller, but Quantum was like, hey, I have game if I make Dugaris. And then this happens. And it's not game anymore because the Rule Colors has to send and come back to destroy the Nibiru. But with Dweller, it was going to be game regardless. Yeah. I think the thing is, you didn't notice Dweller was game. Yeah, no, that's fair. I also didn't. I also noticed it after the turn. But I think even if it's not game, it's probably the safer route to take, honestly. Like, you don't have to go for game in this spot. I think there's no way the Fire deck beats Dweller, Rule Close, Snow with 2 cards. I just don't think it's possible when the Garunix is already in graveyard. Well, yeah. So the thing is, technically, we should still be winning. Why did we snow here for extra damage? We snowed because we wanted to make SP. But we were very low on time. we were giga low on time. I don't know how much, maybe like 10 seconds or 5. Super low. And so here in main phase 2, I think we make another mistake. I think it's SP banish Garunix every time, and we SP banish Island. And then, yeah. And now we can't attack because we used Dugaris. And we don't draw anything meaningful, I think. Like a halfness. And we make a goddess with the thing, but... And now they draw... There's literally one card and one card only that saves this, and that's the Diabell Star. It's only Diabell Star because it's important that they still have a normal after this. And so they draw Diabell Star and they see the line, right? They go Hita, they crash. Chainlink 1, go Runick's Engrave, Chainlink 2, Hita. None of this. The thing is, you can't really complain about it because we threw this game. We were giga low on time. And we messed it up. So like, yeah, it's fine. We threw the game. We can't complain about it at all. So they get Ash, which they can still normal summon in main phase 2. It's insane. Like, they get everything. They can Garunix, run over the Rule Colos. Yeah. They played clean. No doubt. No doubt. We deserve to lose this game for sure. And we were... It was kind of frustrating because we were down 1-2, and then we would have won all 3 games in the second set. Like, we would have gone from 1-2 to 4-2. But then it was 3-3 because we lost. But yeah, at this point, I mean, this game is not over. They get to completely cook and do it. Like, we lost. It's an interesting spot to look at, though. But I think we were so low on time. Now the Labyrinth game. You guys want to see the Labyrinth game? I mean, that's a fun one. The Lab game is great. Or which one? You mean the Lab game I won or the other one? I don't want to talk about the other one. This game's more fun. This game is more fun than the other one. I'd rather look at this one. Look how much fun I'm having. This, by the way, is another instance of a perfect example of the sweaty gamer versus payphone meme. In this scenario, though, I'm on the payphone, and they are the one doing combos for a friggin' 3 minutes, and then I just flip one trap card. This is this game. I'm not a criminal for that lab deck. It just always beats you well. Like, look at them just playing, trying to combo into 5 sets. No, normal summon, beckoning beast, 1-for-1 for Samsara, Lotus, everything, dude. Make Phantom, Nightmare Pain, pop. This one was clean. Taking the Fiend away with Ice Dragon's Prison to out SP. This one was nice. Set 2 again, pass. Bro, my playtime in this game is like maybe a minute, and they have like 15 or something. And not a single floodgate has been flipped, by the way. They just can't beat it, is the crazy thing. Like, unironically, what is this? I drew my first engine card on turn 5 or something, and the Duel deck just can't beat it. And look at how much fun I would have had with maybe my Fire King deck, right? Like, they had 3 Maxis. They had 3 Maxis Imperm called by 1-for-1 Beckoning Beast. All I'm saying in Yu-Gi-Oh, if you just tell me what deck I'm playing against, I can beat it. Which at Worlds, sometimes this matters, this ability. But if you tell me what my opponent uses before I make my deck list, I win. And that was the job of this deck. The job of this deck was just beat Duel. And so I did. We can also, if you guys want, we can take a look at what happens if it's not against you. But if it doesn't, if you don't play against Duel, where is it? First stage. Here. RJ said that he was scared you might bring Paleo. Wait, that's why he queued the tier deck? He queued the tier deck because I thought I might bring Paleo? Dude, Come on, man. Anyways, at this point, I draw my hand. My hand was cooking Duel. The game was over if RJ had queued the Duel deck. I didn't know anything about RJ's second deck because this is the first round of the tournament. Game 1 played Duel. Game 2 played Duel. A lot of hand traps in the Duel deck, I think. So I'm like, okay, he's probably gonna queue that into Fire King. And then this out. And you guys think the funny moment in this match is the thing that happens next. But I'm gonna be honest with you, the thing that happens next matters way less than you think. Because my deck, at this point, I already knew it was over. You know my deck. Like, I'm not beating this deck no matter what. I know that. But it was just extra frustrating. But like, think of it this way. Oh, Sin Reaper, thank you so much for the 10. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. We're going into this match, round 1, set 3, and it's we are down 2-4. We have to win all 3 of our games. We have to win all 3 of our games. And it was so frustrating because I lost my game in like 3 seconds. Like, I had to look over to the other 2. They're like looking at their opening hands. I'm like, guys, we lost. Doesn't really matter what you're doing. Because like at that point we were down 2-5. Because it was so cringe. It was like, it go heartbeat, discard Trivic Karma, and then heavy storm. Bro, come on, man. Look at what I had. I had Black Horn of Heaven, Imperm, Ice Dragon's Prison, the last trap. I don't know what the last trap was, but it was a good one. I think Punishment or Trap Trick. No, Trap Trick? No, yeah, maybe it was Trap Trick and I didn't want to chain into the Heartbeat. And I had Lady in hand. Like, I was gonna cook you, Bell, and they just go Heartbeat, pitch Trivic Karma, Heavy Storm, summon Fenrir. And at that point, I'm gonna be honest with you, right now, we're blind reacting because I wasn't watching. I was looking at Emra's and Quantal's game. Like, everything that happens at this point, I have no idea. I was out of here. I genuinely have no idea what happened. I put the toggle to off, and I tried to help Quantal and Emre just for the tiebreakers, so that we would maybe go only lose 3-6 or 4-5. I have no idea what they did this turn, but I know I died. But that's the thing, guys. That is the thing. That is the deal you make when you bring a counter deck like that. That is something that we understood the risk, right? We knew what could happen if we queued the lab deck into not Yubel, right? We knew that. So this was part of the... It was unfortunate that the reason why this happened is because RJ thought I would play Paleozoic, which is very funny. But yeah, yeah, with that it was a calculated risk, and we lost in round 1. It was just unfortunate because looking at the whole situation that the deck lists got out after round 1, this was technically my highest chance of this deck working, right? Like, it was, yeah. His list had 2 Heartbeats, Duster, and Heavy Storm. Yeah, it was like clearly an anti-back row Tearlament deck. So even if they didn't draw the Heavy Storm, I was never gonna beat this Tearlament deck. I'm gonna be honest with you. Because also, like, Black Horn of Heaven isn't great against Tear and all that kind of stuff. So like, I was never gonna win. But it's okay. It's okay. But it was not the greatest start to the tournament for us. It was not the greatest start to the tournament for us. I'm not gonna lie. It was not ideal, but it's okay. The Jesse deck out game. Which one is that? You guys are gonna have to tell me which one that is because I don't know which one. Can we watch my redemption game versus Task? We can also do that. Watch Quantal get FTK'd again. Round 4, game 2. What were we? Group A? And it's... Oh, they were Group B. Jesse versus... This one? VT Gary and Yarik, thank you for the primes, appreciate you. Or the regular sub in your case, appreciate it. Could Paleo be a viable counter deck against something? I thought about it, but unironically, if you want to hard counter a deck with a trap deck, Labyrinth just does it better. Because the difference is literally if you like, the Labyrinth deck just does that better. To counter a specific deck, because all you have to do is get control over the game with your trap cards and summon one lady. One lady just walks you through the entire game, because like you get multiple trap cards every single turn. With Paleo, it's a much more like, it's a much longer fight you have to go through, and it's much harder to stabilize. Like, it's just, Paleo is a deck that I play because I like. and it has some good matchups, but if I'm trying to look for the best trap deck into a certain matchup, it's not Paleo, unfortunately, right? And I wasn't willing to throw Worlds for content. You know, I might be willing to throw another tournament for content at some point in the future, and maybe bring like Paleo to a regional or a YCS or something, but I'm not willing to do it at World. Wait, is this the game we're talking about? Wrong game. Wait, okay. So who lied to me? Which game is it? You guys said round 4, second set. So which one is the Jesse deck out game? Round 5 game 2. Okay. Please let this be the right one. The new pack has Black Goat Laughs Paleo time. I don't even play Black Goat Laughs in my Paleo deck. Well, you could. But we're going to take a look at the new pack in a second. Why no Pearly for you? I don't think Pearly is a good deck. I mean, it's a good deck, but I didn't think it was good enough. What is this? This order feels off to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. They just opened, like, they opened Poplar Wanted Island and still lost to Nib. Oh. Why are we cooking all of a sudden? Like, why does the King Sarcophagus activation prompt us to go to Chainlink 28? Okay. All right, we droplet the Apo. The Kirin comes out. They both trigger. Runick pops a Kirin from the field. Oh, God. Oh, right. Okay. Last card, Reinhardt. Maxi. Sure. Okay, I guess. So what was the situation? Tier Cash was milled with Kit. Mills 2 misses. And then on an open game state, we go Skyburn onto the Kit Cologne. It's not the worst. What is Amblo Whale doing here? Can we talk about that? I feel like I missed that part where the Amblo Whale ended up in the spell and trap zone. Vibin. Alright, and this Mildo Destrudo and a Solid. We go Trivi Karma to fetch Pearl of Rhino and Solid to fetch Sharon. Oh, I wish we had a Skyburn for that. Oh, I know what's gonna happen. I know what's gonna happen. Nah, that's insane. That's crazy. The fact that he milled a Gamma to play around Ashe by making Baron is nuts. Yep. He can make Apple anyways. I don't think he... Does he play Apple in the tier deck? We didn't have Apple. He did play Apple? Okay. I guess it makes more sense with the Dotscapers. Yeah, that game's crazy. That game's... I'm gonna be honest with you guys, and Jesse said this to me after the tournament. He never wins that game if the opponent sequences properly. He never wins that. He deserved to win it because of how the opponent sequenced. But the that should not have happened. But it's a very fun to watch game. All right, Quantal asked that we watch his redemption game against Ask. Ask Wonder. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think their team played insane on day one. I didn't see all of their games, but they had a very impressive record on day one. Against us, especially in the last set, they didn't play great. Because my opponent also made an opening that I don't agree with. I think quite simply though, it was because they were very, very they were under a lot of pressure. Like you could really tell that they wanted it so they wanted it so badly that I feel like the pressure really got to them. Like I remember vividly, we went into this last set 3-3, right? And then the way it works is, right, we're sitting next to each other, right? We're sitting next to each other, so you can see all three coin flips at once, right? We all start the game at the same time, and the coins basically flip almost at the same time. We flip triple tails in this game, or in this set, and as soon as that happened, they freaking popped off, right? They were sitting in front of us, like, so that we couldn't see their screens, obviously. Like, we were facing each other with, like that, right? But they popped off when they hit the three heads, right? Like, they went crazy. And, like, you could really tell how tense it was. They already popped off when they won. This is right after the Nibiru game, right? The one we just watched earlier, the Dugares game. So I feel like they were super tense, right? They were super tense. But yeah. So this game I only saw I was only part of it for the end. Like after I finished my game my game was relatively quick. I started to look at Quantal's game because the way this went, I won my round not super fast, but relatively fast. And then Emre told me he's gonna lose. I think he bricked or something. I don't remember. Or he just went second. I mean, he went second and just couldn't stop the combo. So he told me focus on Quantal's game because I'm gonna lose. So I did that. Okay, this I saw this because I briefly looked over. I saw that the tier cache missed basically, so this was pretty nice. They get heartbeat hardness. No trap heartbeat. What do they do? Rule close. And we get Kaleido Heart, which forces the prime. Yeah, this is the moment I think that you guys are referring to, right? After this, Quantal goes Talons to take, and Task chains Snow. Which is mega weird. Like, so the plan here, I don't remember the hand that we had, but the plan is you have to take the Rucolos to be like to stop the Rucolos, and you can stop the Snow ones to force them to banish for it twice, right? Which would banish the entire graveyard. So we're trying to take the Rucolos here. And for some reason, I genuinely don't know what the reason is. Task chains Snow. Like, I think maybe what he thought was that if we take the Rucolos, he books it, and then we can't flip it back up because it was summoned this turn, right? I think that's the thought process. And in his mind, it's like, oh, I have to chain it to the Talons because if I let him take first, then they can negate my Snow with the Rucolos, so I'm just going to do it now. But then just, like, doesn't realize what this opens up, right? Like, you just, like, take the Snow, and you can use the effect of Snow to book the Rucolos. So this is like... This was definitely a mistake. So we get to Zeus the entire board. Insane animation. Scream Search. Here, cash effect. And at this point, it's looking really good. At this point, it was... This mill was crazy. But at this point, it's already basically... It's not over yet, but it's like... At this point, I'm watching. We're talking through the plays together. And we're just walking it. At this point, we're just trying to find a shuffler, but we just can't. Just forbidden. And we got Snow It. I really wanted to try and mill as much as possible in this situation because I was like, if we hit a shuffler, we can shuffle back our Dweller, which that's going to be 100% win, right? Like, it's still, I mean, our position is really good regardless, but if we could have shuffled back our Dweller with a shuffler and gotten rid of their Snow, the game was guaranteed over. So that's why we went for this line of like Lugaris draw 2, discard 1, zombie vampire, and all that kind of stuff, because we really wanted the shuffle. Gifting 1 sub so Josh says hi to me. Hello, Farfa. At this point, I was getting a little nervous because we had to summon Snow for the second time this turn, and I felt like the only lose condition we had was time. Because, I don't know, we got 30 seconds when we entered their turn, but we were on like 40 or something. So I was like, dude, just click anything. Just banish whatever for the Snow. Just banish the entire graveyard, doesn't matter. Okay. That's why we banished like Scrudo and shit. Or it's like, doesn't matter. I was like, dude, just click, just click. Very intense game. And I feel like I don't know what would have happened without the Snow chain to talents. I don't know if we would have won it. I genuinely have no idea. Have you already looked at the Road to the King report from September 7th? I haven't looked at anything. In terms of like new cards and all that kind of stuff. Like, I have no idea. We're probably not even going to be able to do that today, because what I want to do now is I want to take a look at those new the new cards in Master Duel, because I mean, we're in Master Duel right now. We're kind of like, I'm guessing we have a lot of Master Duel viewers in here right now. So I wanna do that today, and then probably look at those all those things maybe on Monday or something. Like, it's fine. So yeah, but just let's do it one by one, right? I feel like we can move past the World Championships now. I feel like we've watched the most, I mean, not all of the good games, but we've watched some of the most impactful games, especially from our team. So that's fine. Let us see what's new in this game, because there's a few things. So there is a new Forbidden Unlimited list update that was released basically after the World Championship, which is a limit on White Dragon Viper Burster, which was banned, which honestly I forgot that this card was banned. And it will unlimit Saryuja Skuldred and Bystial Druisworm, which Saryuja Skuldred I understand. This card is not really seeing play at 1, and I also, honestly, I don't think Skuldred is a problem, so that's fine. Bystial Druisworm is something that surprises me, honestly. I think with the power level that Bystials are at in the game in general, I feel like it was a fine card to be limited. I like Bystials. I'm a fan of Druisworm, but it still surprises me that they felt like that card needed to go from 1 to 3, because this is also not like specifically a Dragon Link buff or anything like that. This is just Bystials as an engine are gonna be a lot stronger, right? Maybe someone in chat is mentioning maybe it's a preparation for the Fiendsmith meta, possibly, you know, I don't know. But I like I said, I like this card. I don't have anything against this, but I am surprised by it because this card is very powerful. I honestly don't think that this means anything for Dragon Link. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't think it really does. Obviously, it's better than before, but I think it needed more than that. It matters for decks like Centurion. Yeah, in Centurion, I would play multiple Druisworms probably. So that's also good. Well, yeah. The Wyver Burster unbanned. It's big for Dragon. It's big, but what I'm saying is it's not big enough, I don't think, in order to make Dragon Link like meta. But maybe in a world where Fiendsmith becomes like the most played deck, being able to play a deck that has Bystials as part of its engine is really nice. So yeah, it's overall, I think this is a cool list. I think these are cool changes. I think they're fine. I just think it's not as impactful. It's more like a mini update that just makes very few people happy, basically. But it's fine. Sin Reaper, thank you for another 5 gifties. Appreciate all the support today. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Thank you. All right, what else do we have? We have a new secret pack with a certain cover card. Now, look, that's cool and all, But can we get like what happens? Can we do something about like what if I pull 2 of this card? What if I pull 2 of this card, Master Duel? Can I play both, please? Can I play both? Come on, let me play both. Let me play both. And then there's also a Monadium secret pack, which no one has ever asked for, so that's okay. But the Runick pack's cool. And then we have a new selection pack with new cards. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's get the free pull. It'd be kind of weird if I don't pull Fountain. Alright, at least. But you know what this does, actually? This makes it so that we can more realistically try to get some royals for this deck at some point. Like, we just open this pack like crazy at some point, surely. That's nice. Does at some point mean now? No, I want to use my gems to get the Lightsworn card. Not now. Not now. All right, those are get your make sure you get your free packs. Everyone gets a free pack from both of these secret packs. And then we have a new is this also a new selection pack? No, this one's been around for a while. This one is new. So, newly added cards. We have Aroma, Lilith, Rosemary. We have Ragnar Raikas. We have the Gen X. We have the new Gen X Link 1. We have Ancient Gears. And then most importantly, in my opinion, overall, I would say, if you guys asked me, overall, I think this is not a great pack in terms of meta relevance. Because unironically, I think the Lightsworn cards are good, but they're not top tier good. I like them because they're fun. This deck specifically. I think they're very fun. I don't think they're bad. But they're like, maybe like a tier 2 deck. You can definitely do well with it on ladder, but it's not like best deck territory, right? And that's about it, honestly. Like all these other archetypes, I'm sure there's people out there that like them. I personally don't have much experience with them. I don't think they're super good. The Blackout Laughs is probably the best ultra rare in this pack, which is a good card. But that's about it. That's about all this pack has to offer. So like, let's what do you say? Should we by the way, I opened my free pack this morning, and I got this. You get 1 free pack when you log in, and I got this. So yeah, but we're gonna try for some Lightsworn cards. But we are probably not going to find Lightsworn cards. Instead, what we are going to find... What do you guys think is going to be the most common Ultra we pull? My personal guess, it's going to be... I'm feeling like it's a Arms of Gen X Return 0 kind of day. But it could also be an Ancient Gear Dark Golem kind of day. That's kind of what I'm feeling. Or the universe wants to really smite me and give me some plant Ultras. That could also happen. But I know for sure we're not pulling Lightsworn Dragon Links and Black Goat Laughs. I know that. I already have to be charging. I have a royal charge. Maybe, honestly, maybe I shouldn't be opening this pack. Maybe I should just craft three dragon links. Okay, it's a Gen X kind of day. Maybe I should just open the Runick pack to try for royals, and all the ultras I don't need to go towards crafting lights. Okay, that's cool. Did not expect that. Did not expect to pull the card I wanted. That's kind of a weird feeling. Don't know how to react to that. Are you gonna play plant pile best deck? You need to decide. What do you want me to play? You want me to play best deck or plant? Can't do both. Mind Gaming, thank you for the 10 months. Appreciate you. Alright, 4 ultras. So the thing is, it's pretty good. Those were pretty good 10 packs, honestly. But I feel like the only real ultra, the only real card I need is 2 more Dragon Links and Black Goat. Is it worth it opening a pack that has 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 13 different ultras and I only want 2 of them? There's no shot. We're opening the Runick pack. We're pulling a Royal Fountain today. First pack. Not the first pack. Can I not pull generators? Can we remove the generators from the Runick lore? Flip. Ah. I hope I don't pull a royal I already have. That'd be a shame. I already have Freezing Curse. I need that one. Ah. Buy the new dual field. What's the new dual field? Crap tricks? Nah, I'm good. It looks dope. I'll look at it in a second. Stop giving me boss fights and boss of storms. Flip the fricky. Ah. Those were disappointing 10 packs. Check the field. Yeah, I'll check the field. I just need to collect my Royal Runics in for a moment. Give me a second. I'll be right there. Okay, that one would have been crazy. I already have 2 Royal Freezing Curses. That would have been so annoying. What does the lightning and the Utopia monster actually indicate? It indicates that you're about to be debated as fuck. That's what it indicates. It doesn't mean shit. This is the one. This is the one. This is the one. Two Royal Fountains. Hmm. Hmm. If it was gonna be a Royal Tistina card, I don't know if I would have preferred that over a Glossy, I'm gonna be honest with you. All right, now. Now. Flip it! No! Ah. No! Oh. Bro, I don't even know if I can make 3 Dragon Links with that. Skip for good luck. Didn't work last time. Now, oh, come on, dude. I hate when this happens. It's always when I'm out of gems. It's always the last 10 I can afford. The last 10 I can afford are always doing this to me, dude. I hate when they do that. I'm doing solo modes, guys. I'm doing solo modes. Don't worry. I did some solo modes. Bro, where's my guaranteed ultra? Yeah, Utopia, yeah. Nice. Oh, if you would have given me a Royal Mikanko. Crazy. I'm only getting the guarantee. Bro, the pack was yellow. Dude, after this, I can't afford 10. I'm not gonna. I'll say it right now. Even if there's a guaranteed one, I won't do it. I will not do it. I'm not even getting holos from the pack anymore. I'm getting them all from outside of the pack. No, 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 no. Don't do it. What is the goal here? You wouldn't understand. If you have to ask, you wouldn't. Let me. Dude, Royal Signet mining would have been great. Alright. Not today. That's okay. Hopefully we have enough crafting points to craft the other stuff. Surely, Copium. No gems for accessories. Oh yeah, I want us to look. I mean, I said I would look at it. I didn't want to get it anyways. Accessories. Dual field. States y'all, thank you for the 2 months. Appreciate the kind words. It's not that good, is it? It's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. Launch viewer. It's cool. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. All right, cool. Voldemort, thank you for the 32 months. Appreciate that. Thank you. We did have a fun time. Okay, Lightsworn. Now, in my opinion, there are basically 2 ways you can build Lightsworn. One of them is just like you could probably play like a grass pile, or you can play Runick. What do you think we should do? What do you think we should do? Let me dismantle stuff. Dismantle selected cards. We're gonna need more ultra crafting points than that. Alright, duck. What trick? Thank you for the 17. Appreciate you. Welcome back. Okay. That puts us to 136. That's enough for Lightsworn. So we need a Minerva. And we need 2 dragons. Kind of annoyed by that glossy because now I have a mismatching playset. It kind of is like that. All right. So, I need Vice as well. So here's what I played in the... I went to one tournament with Lightsworn cards. And I played something... It's obviously not going to be legal in the exact same way. But what was it? 3 of this, 3 of this. 1 Raiden? Minerva, Solar Recharge. Oh, I need to remove the filter. I was like, that's not enough Lightsworn cards. It was definitely more than that. So I played... I think this was the ratios I used. This was the ratios I used. And then it was just... Obviously, it was just Runick. So that'd be the baseline for Lightsworn Runick, and you would go like Omega, Oral Dragon, Otter. This deck has no plan B under Maxi, except for maybe Baguska Pass with Fountain Up. This was non-tuner dragon. What was your non-tuner dragon again? This one is a non-tuner. Yeah. Baron. Chengying. I don't think it's 3 Hugins. I don't think it's 3. Emerald. I played Emerald. Little Knight. This is Runick Bestial with extra steps. Yeah, but it's Runick Bestial with fun extra steps. No Roach. And ironically, maybe not, because you're milling so much in this. And you're going to draw into Maxi. Going second, you're probably going to draw into Maxi halfway through the turn. That's kind of annoying. Maybe. I don't know. This is... Let me mess around with it for a second. Let me mess around with it for a second, and then we can still change things. You weren't playing the Minerva XCs? Really? Weren't? Was I not? I thought I did play it. All right, now we win the coin flip, and now we just don't have... We have to not brick and not get max seed, and then we're going to have a lot of fun. Oh, yes. They're playing 47. Surely they wouldn't open Maxi. Right? Well, I guess I didn't specify for this situation. I swear if I'm gonna banish, like, they have like Stree in hand and I'm gonna banish Robina for them. I know it's gonna happen. Banished Eagle. And map. Ah. The fuck is a 47 card flu deck? Can we talk about that for a second? If I go, I mean, I go Minerva, right? I Ha! What'd you get? All right, not even close. Not even close. Never worried about it. Okay, kind of worried about that. Will you add Curious? I don't know how you make it. This hand is nice. This hand is cool. Please don't lock me out of the game. Okay, not a good start for us. When Konami doesn't give you a real way to make Curious in a Lightsworn deck. I mean, you probably can. Right? You probably could. I haven't really thought about it because it wasn't legal in the TCG. Okay, no tier in hand one time. Don't activate Rhinoheart, please. I guess even then they can just add back the Rhinoheart. Yeah. They're gonna get to full combo here. Was that crime? Oh, the shuffler's a problem. Shufflers are a problem for my deck. Why am I not playing shufflers? I forgot to add shufflers in this. There should be shufflers. There should also be snow. Alright, well, let's hope they don't make that oppressive of a board, and then we're fine. They're still gonna be able to mill 8 more cards, which isn't very cool. Maybe I should play a target for Dragon. The search. Either JD or Punishment Dragon. It searches, I think it searches a dragon with 3000 attack and 2600 defense. Yeah, a dragon with 3000 attack and 2600 defense, which I think there's no other good card that has those stats. I think it's just JD and Punishment. Did they just destroy Scream and not search with it? Okay, we lost. They got both shufflers and Testruda with that. We leave. They are the better gambler. I need the shufflers in my deck. And I also want... Take out some Runick. I don't want to get into it too much. We talked about it a little bit earlier. I don't think it was cool to do it, but I don't want to get into it. Ooh, nice Lightsworn hand. Even nicer plant combo. That's crazy. Okay. Gain 500. I see. They want to draw a card. I want them to draw a card. I feel like because they bricked, I don't want them to draw a card. I'd like to have a game where like a game, you know, like just a game. Can I maybe like not get shifted or max eat and just play a normal game of Yu-Gi-Oh right now? Alright, opponent's playing 60 cards. Surely there's no maxi. Surely this means there's no maxi. Mill 2 Runicks. biggest problem with this deck is that Fountain is at 1. Because unironically, now that I'm thinking about it, I actually don't think this deck is playable in Master Duel. Because the main gimmick of this deck is to activate Fountain, mill a lot of Runicks, draw with Fountain, put the second Fountain over the first Fountain, and you will have so many Runicks because you mill that much, right? But now what I'm seeing is I'm gonna be able to activate Fountain, draw with it, but then I have no way to recycle it. It's so sad. It's such cringe behavior that Fountain is at 1. Add Zephyros maybe? Yeah, but it'd still be like a random mill. Baron Pop? You could Baron Pop, that's fair. Then Wolf and Vice. Target. I guess you could make Zephyros in situations like this to grab the... you could make Curious in spots like this. Okay. So I want to... activate Fountain. Alright, let me cook. We can figure this out. We can figure this out. Give me a second. So we can draw some cards. We can draw some cards. Gonna summon this. Gonna make yeah, gonna make Coral Dragon. Gonna make Baron. Oh yeah, we're gonna draw. Hold up. So Coral Effect. Draw. Ooh. Card. Little more Runick. Add Dragonling. Activate Minerva. 4. Mill 4. Effect. Loop for 1. Yo! Hey, let me cook! Okay. Alright, you know what? You know what? I think this deck, unironically, makes more sense in the TCG than it makes in Master Duel. Because A, it's terrible into Max C, and B, you literally cannot beat, like you cannot do your stuff, your double fountains stuff. Why don't we make what's like a 60 card Lightsworn Abomination, like a pile, you know what I mean? Like I wanna like, you know, is it Lightsworn Tearlament? Is that Lightsworn Tear? Draco Sack, thank you for the 21 months. I've talked about it earlier. I don't want to get into it too much. I think it was shitty, but long story short, don't want to spend much time on it. This is the real abomination. Look at this. There's just, it doesn't have solar recharge, but I guess that makes sense in 60 cards because you might just not draw a Lightsworn with it, and that's terrible. I can kind of see that. Yeah, no, I have no complaints about this. I'll build this. Hold up. Hold up. You know what? We're gonna play one. We're gonna play one solar recharge for thrust. Dude, they're playing 6 horseman spells. Holy shit. I don't even know if I have 3 snows. I have 3 snows. Okay. Frame. Necroface. Necroface is so cursed. I don't have Necroface. Element. Alright. Avnus. 1 grief. No heartbeat. Just Salik. 3 rhinos. Throw the rhino. 0 screams. That can't be right. That cannot be right. There has to be screams in here, right? At least 1. What else? Shufflers. Thrust. Talent. Called by. What about left arm? They're not playing left arm offering. Why are we not playing left arm offering? We could play left arm offering. And then there's Ribby. We're gonna have to cut some cards in a second. Tribby Karma, Rainbow Bridge, Emerald Protus. They don't play Raiden. That's fine, I guess. You can go to 2 snows. They don't play Punishment Dragon. I think Punishment Dragon is good though, because you can make, like, this can turn into a zombie vampire if you don't have access to Horus. They do play the Screw though. We should play the Screw though. Seems very heavy on the Horus card. I feel like this. Minerva. Zombie vampire. Furious. Also, does it not need card destruction? In case you let's see. Let's do card destruction. SP, IP, Baron, Doris. They're playing Borload Savage Dragon and Visas Armor Tara. I don't think you need Visas. And Appaloosa seems good. I think Zeroboros is cool. Let's play Zeroboros. Armory Tara just to get the tier cards. I guess. Oh, okay, I do see that. Visas. Okay. All right, let's gamble. Let's gamble, kids. How many subs to pull and play plants? If you're a plant enjoyer, feel free to try it. If you can get me to do it. No spoilers, though. Even in 60 cards, I opened Fellis Wolf. Oh my god, what up? We're about to watch a whole ass movie. Bro, it was just halfness. Maybe I was gonna miss. Actually, fair enough. I was never gonna miss. I don't. Okay. They knew what was about to happen. What is this coin win ratio today? Has anyone ordered normal summons? Because I got some. Man, ranked must be full of tier decks today. With the Lightsworn cards coming out. They never really took off in the OCG, did they? They never really played Lightsworn here or something. Does the OCG have Piccolos? I forgot. No? Oh, then that makes sense. Only Master Duel has Kit. So the funny thing is, only Master Duel has Kit, and it's still out here winning worlds for them. I don't know what to tell you, but it's not going to be our turn for a while, chat. Now scoop. I actually don't mind it because I'm having my I'm having lunch right now. So it's okay. Take your time, brother. Not looking great. Is the Minerva Synchro just Chaos Ruler? It's pretty close. It's like a non-generic Chaos Ruler. Because, I mean, the Synchro materials are generic. But, like... The one... I was about to think, like, what could I draw here that could make this even worse? And I couldn't even think of something. Bro, this doesn't even trigger tier cash. We lost! Will you be making Dragon Link decks these days? Maybe. I don't know. I haven't thought about it yet. Is the new list already in effect anyways? That was cost? Yeah, charge of light game was cost. Huh. You see, normally you're supposed to play a little bit and then left arm if it's like the last, but in this hand, one trigger. I'm pissed. I am pissed. Aha! Fog champion. What now? What do I have here? Goat shuffle. Raw sheep, but I don't know how to fuse anymore. I could just Minerva. I do have this true though. Let's make Minerva. And now let's make this Trudeau. Bro, I'm decking myself out right now. I don't even know what to do right now. I've already summoned everything. We do a little bit of snowing. Oyger, thank you for the 8. And Jafek Veiler, thank you for the 9 months. I should not necroface. That. This entire board is banned in the TCG. I just made the TCG ban list in Master Duel. Oh god. this game was literally criminal. Snow was involved like 5 times. Hit Close was involved. We used like 10% of the forbidden section in the season. Not the one left arm again, dude. Dude, I opened Havness and Tear Cache in 60. My only 2 hand traps. I'm the best. Actually, no, there's Gamma. What teams did you guys prep with for Worlds? I think you can tell from the lineups. We tested with the other European team a little bit. Because Ben had the exact same lineup. He also had the fire deck plus the other. Bro summoned you Bell from hand. Okay. Unironically, I think I can just beat the Ubel board with left arm off if they don't have that. Let's see if they use the. Let's see if they are willing to gamble a little bit. See what kind of gamer they are. Nope, not a gamer. Not a gamer. All right, fine. They are scared. They are scared indeed. Wait, they added Eternal Favorite. The last card in hand, Nightmare Pain, then? This is the second game in a row I'm banishing my house. I got a shuffler. Let's go. Get rid of. So they have 5. They can still fuse, but they can't revive if I do this. So I'll just. I guess I'll just do this. Maybe I should have waited. I got a little too excited. That's fine. They get Phantom, but they can't use the Cross Sheep anymore. So they have to like Nightmare Pain, which was obviously the last card in their hand. They have to like Nightmare Pain. Wait, you can play. Oh, you can Yama. Okay, never mind. They just get cooked. They could have Yama. Bro, come on. 2 game. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Well, they got 42 cards left in their deck. I'm only milling like 8 with grass. This is terrible. I'm about to like left arm for freaking talents or some shit. Okay. All right, I guess left arm needs to banish at least 2 other cards, right? So if I Sheeran, I can't left arm anymore. Kind of whack. Fine. Easy clap. This. Now I have 2 cards, no problem. All calculated. And ironically, right now they have 39 cards in deck. I have 45. If I add grass, it mills 5 cards. I might as well freaking like add a Charge of the Light Brigade at this point. Because that mills 5 and adds the guaranteed like Dragon Link. Dragon Link. I mean, I know everything they have. I just have to like. Gonna send Bellis. I wish I played Dweller. I'm gonna use no. Minerva. And Wolf Ice. Ice. Bellis. I love this deck. You just buy it. You just style. You just run it. Great. No, they can now summon out. What is that? Terror Incarnate. There's the fellas again. So how do I kill though? Like I don't have anything to get rid of the Yubel. It's only Baron, I guess. So let's mill the Strudo, I suppose. That was 3 spells. That's not cool. Wait. When this card destroyed, you can special summon. Destroy that target, then send the top 3. Does it? This misses timing, doesn't it? Let's go. And I milled the Strudo. Wait, does it not miss timing? No. Oh, it was the notification of the miss. Well then, we could have cooked much longer. We could have cooked so much longer, but it's fine. Bro, left arm for freaking Charge of the Light Brigade. Pathetic. Oh, really? This is the deck that gets us the rank up, you know? This is the deck that gets us the rank up. I see how it is. Another lost coin flip. And another Fellis in hand. Great. Why didn't they field trigger? They used the trigger already when the spirit died to shuffle back a phantom. Oh no, man. I'm not reading any of that. I'm not reading that. Addy corn? Oh, what field spell are you adding? Okay, okay, it's just Aroma Garden, guys. It's fine. It's just Aroma Garden. Oh, I've seen that card before. What's going on? Did you bore yourself that much that you fell asleep? No, okay. Draw one. Six. Guys, what day is it? Is it still Thursday? Did the next list already come out? The one after the one where they banned Appaloosa? How was it? Was it good? Yes, they put Oak to 1. Oh, thank God. Okay. How is the deck so far? Very gambly. It's good, but it's not top tier, but it's fun. Some games you get to do nothing, and other games you get to do everything. Bro, I've never seen any of these. How did you find these cards? Is there a filter option for terrible cards? I didn't know that. Where is the checkbox for that? Oh, it's the plant filter. I see. That makes sense. Toxic streamer. Bro, how do they have time left? Maybe they're practicing for TCG time rules. Maybe it all makes sense. Maybe they're trying to practice the combo to gain 11,000 life points, and it has to take as long as possible. What is happening? Ah, hello. Check the trap. Do I know what the set card is? I didn't pay attention to if they searched the trap card. I don't think I do. Yes? Ride wind? What the hell is ride wind? Oh, there. If you gain life points, target a face-up monster your opponent controls, destroy it. If you control an aroma... Okay, this is annoying. I don't play hard piece that thing. But it's Alright, so what's going on with this board right now? Cannot target. Cannot be destroyed by card effects. What's this do? Destroy a monster you control. Can't target, can't destroy by card effect. So I can just run over all of it, I guess? I'll try, thank you. I don't know what this means. I don't care what this means. I'm not reading your card. Do not interrupt my cooking process, please. Hello. Oh, things are happening. Target a monster your opponent controls. Right. Oh no. Okay. That's so annoying. That's so annoying. I'm 50 off. I'm 50 off. I can bring back 2 snows. I'm in shambles. Oh, nah, man. Damn it. Dugaris was game, dude. It was game since the game started, guys. It doesn't matter when we win. Toxic? I'm only toxic towards plants and cybers. It's fine. It's selective. Special summon an aroma monster in your graveyard. What do you mean evil Josh arc? Did you see how long their turn 1 took? But I can't banish an Appaloosa with snow. Come on, man. To be fair, they were probably just playing regular like aroma. Yeah, there was no Lokai here. There was Cactus Bouncer though. See? They were trying to be toxic. They just didn't know how. They just didn't know how, guys. All right, these new cards are fun. I don't think that the new cards are the new pack. If you're just trying to be meta relevant, I don't think you need to pick it up. But I think it's very fun. That being said, let's quickly pull a Royal Fountain. We can open 4 packs. The hell is that? You think Black Gold Labs will see some play? I think Black Gold Labs is a good card. Yeah, I think it'll see play. I think it'll see experimentation. I like it. It's one of the best, in my opinion, it's one of the best ways to main deck Triple Tactics Thrust in a best of 1 format, is to have one trap target for it that's like also fine going second. And I think Black Gold Labs is probably the best one. Thank God we didn't get a Royal Generator card. That would have been annoying. All right. You guys. That's going to be it for today with the first stream after Worlds. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for all the kind words today. Appreciate you guys for hanging out. We will, from now on, probably return to the normal streaming schedule. So we're going to have plenty of content lined up for the next couple of weeks. The first stream is actually going to be on Saturday, where we're going to cast and watch the Challenger Cup season finals in Master Duel together. So maybe we can see some of these new cards in action in the tournament on Saturday. Hope to see you guys there. So next stream only in 2 days. Also, we're doing a podcast with Ruben Peñaranda tomorrow on Farfa's channel. The new TCG World Champion is going to join us for the podcast. So that's going to happen tomorrow. So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm glad to be back. I missed you guys, and I'll see you guys on Saturday. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support, as always. Let me see where I can raid today. Let me see who is live today. See. Master Duel. Who's live playing some Master Duel? Let me see who's playing a cool deck today. Okay, someone is building a 60 card deck. I can't tell exactly what's in the 60 card deck, but they're building a 60 card deck. I'm sending you guys over there. You guys have a good time. I'll see you guys on Saturday or during the podcast tomorrow. Thank you for watching. Bye bye, everybody. Peace.